Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on 4K Blu-ray. Alright, as is not surprising, this movie looks absolutely incredible on 4K. It sounds incredible. The HDR looks great. I wish there would have been Dolby Vision to just up it one notch. And all the special features are on the Blu-ray. There's nothing on the 4K disc. One thing I really liked was the expanding aspect ratio. Do you see it right there? Boop, boop. So the picture would expand during the made for IMAX scenes, and there's actually quite a few scenes where it did that. And it's really nice to finally have Marvel discs that do that again. This might be the last great Marvel movie though. I don't know. And if you see my unboxing video of this disc, you'll see that the when I show Volume 1, 2, and 3, that the discs actually all match each other. All the 4K discs have cool artwork on them. Alright, and now my portion of the review that's basically like a book club, and it's my turn to talk. So, well, one more thing on image. So I watched this one on an OLED TV, and my goodness, it looks so good. The Sony A8H, I believe is what it's called. Such a joy to watch it on here. It looks great. But I love this part with Drax when they're talking about breaking into a place and stealing something and not killing anyone. Love this. Listen.
Well, that's why we're gonna break in.
Kill anyone who gets in our way.
Not kill anyone.
Kill a few people.
Kill no people.
Kill one guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
So being the third movie in the series, like all the characters are super well developed. And so moments like that with Drax just come up all the time with all the characters. And so it was just like a joy to watch like all of their banter throughout the movie. And also this thing right here, boop, is there's so much cool creative like organic design inside of it. This movie was just like super eye candy, and this movie more than the other movies just had such like flowy camera work, like so many shots that the camera just flowed all around without cutting, and weirdly a ton of uses of wide angles. But yeah, it was a joy to watch. I say that a lot, but it really was. It was like my eyes were getting a sugar overload. This is a pretty cool like 2001 Space Odyssey reference here. It's like the solidly colored spacesuits. I guess actually Star Trek the motion picture had the solidly covered spacesuits as well. So it's kind of a 2001 Space Odyssey, Star Trek the motion picture kind of an homage. So that was pretty cool. And they delved into quite a bit of 90s music in this one, but just like before, the soundtrack the whole time is outstanding. And I'm just going to say this is definitely going to be one of the top looking 4K discs of the year, absolutely. One thing about Volume 3 of this movie is that the stakes felt very real the entire time. It seriously felt like at any moment they could kill one or more of the Guardians. The opening scene, just a few minutes into the movie, is actually pretty brutal. And one of them gets hurt, so they're trying to help them out. And from then on, like every little scrape they get into, even if there's like funny banter and it's cool action, I was just like, holy crap, is someone gonna die right here? Like pretty incredible stakes throughout the movie, kind of like Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you constantly feel like Indiana Jones is in danger. So I think that's a good sign of a good movie. One of my absolute favorite parts about this movie was getting to see Drax use his father skills. Look at this part.
Hello, dumb idiots. She liked when I made monkey noises. Beep. Beep, beep.
All right, so a lot of people were talking about the hallway fight scene in this movie, and my goodness, it did not disappoint. It was so cool. This whole scene, just while I was watching it, it just felt like I was a kid again. Like, I feel like this scene is what my childhood consisted of, like just pretending to kill hordes of scary monsters in super creative ways. Just it was so cool. The cinematography in this scene is so awesome. All right, this shot right here wins the coolest shot in the entire movie award. Look at that. That is so cool. Oh my goodness. This is a cool part. So every single member of the cast / the Guardians or whatever all had really good character development, really fun, really cool, really like emotional. I was so surprised how good this movie was, just given Disney lately, and also how much I liked this movie. and I was surprised at the message of the movie. Boop. A lot of people criticized Adam Warlock in this movie, and maybe just because I'm not familiar with the comics, but I thought he was awesome. And yeah, he did not have a huge part, but the part he played was great. I had a good time with it, and he played it great. I totally would want to see more of him. Look at this awesome part when they're on this other Earth. Look at this family photo that it shows here in a second. Right here, look at that. All right, I'm going to get into some spoilers here in a little bit, so if you don't want that kind of thing, then get out of here. All right, a criticism. This movie, when it came out, they were making such a big deal, like, oh, it's the first MCU movie with the F word in it. Wow. Wonderful achievement. Seriously, good job. And people were like, oh, and it's so funny and so well placed. And it's right here when Nebula is trying to get in the car, and he's like, open the door, and it's just like, first of all, that I've seen way better well-placed F words, and also putting an F word in a movie is not an accomplishment. I honestly think it's more of an accomplishment to write like Alfred Hitchcock, where you can write a movie without it and still portray incredible things like good and bad and scary and like terrifying. It's not an accomplishment to have an F word in your movie. So I thought that was stupid that was like news about this movie. All right, I thought this movie had the perfect ending, honestly. I was so surprised that none of the Guardians died. I thought for sure they were going to be killing people. Just in the marketing and the fact that they're showing Rocket's not crybaby, but just like tearjerker storyline the whole time, I was for sure that they were going to kill somebody. I thought they were going to kill like 2, maybe more of them. So when they didn't, that just made me feel happy. You can end a trilogy without freaking killing everybody. And I really liked that they're all still friends, they're all still Guardians, but some of them need to go off and do their own thing for a little bit. Peter needs to go check on his grandpa. Antenna Head needs to go do her thing. I love that Drax basically is like the father of this town. Like he's going to be helping being the dad of all these kids. And it actually reminded me of the book of Job in the Bible, where Job loses everything, his house, his wife, his kids, everything. And then once he goes through all of his trial, at the end, he actually ends up with more than he had before. So it doesn't make his loss not count and not miss his old family, but he ends up with more after. And that makes me, I think Drax almost has a parallel story to that, because he lost his whole family and he went through all this ordeal, and at the end of this movie he has more than he had before. So I just, it hit me while I was watching it. I was like, wow, that's very powerful. Before I saw this movie, a lot of people were like, it's dark and violent, and yeah, it's darker and violenter. Maybe not violenter, but definitely darker than the other ones. But still, I don't think it got like crazy out of control, but it absolutely had some, like a couple scary images and stuff, but I really enjoyed all that action, and I loved Rocket's backstory. I really liked the chemistry between Star-Lord and Nebula. I've been loving Nebula lately ever since Endgame. So I loved the message of like family and friends in this movie. I thought it was very powerful. It was very uplifting. I went to bed with just my heart full. I was like, it was such a satisfying movie to watch. Kind of like 10 Cloverfield Lane. I just felt so happy when I went to bed after watching that. James Gunn done made a good movie and a good trilogy of movies in the 3 Guardians movies. Now, I did go into this without seeing the holiday special, so I should probably go back and watch that. You should let me know if that's like super important. But I'm kind of mad at James Gunn right now because he supposedly got rid of Henry Cavill in DC as Superman, and why would anyone do that? Why would anyone get rid of a perfectly good Henry Cavill? Anyway, so I'm a little upset with James Gunn for that. But this movie, wow, it was very good. I was very surprised. I was expecting not as good just because of Disney and Marvel lately. So, very pleasant surprise. And an incredible 4K disc. So thank you for watching. Played some soccer today, so I'm probably look a little shinier than normal. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Let me know what you think of this, and how you feel about Marvel going forward. Okay, see you on the next one. Bye.